Welcome back, everyone. In this fourth video tutorial, we're going to go over the basics of our Google Drive, including how to create a Google Doc, and then share that Google Doc. And then at the end, we'll go through how to download our student and athletic handbooks and our laptop policy, procedures, and information. So let's get started. And as I had mentioned in an earlier video, Google Docs is just like the Microsoft Office package of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, but everything's saved up in the cloud. And not only is it saved up in the cloud, you can also collaborate with others and share permissions with your file. So if you look here, there's a picture of some two cute dogs sharing a stick. We want to go over how to share files and folders within Google Docs. And there's really two ways that we're going to go over right now in this video. There are more ways than this, and your teachers will show and tell you how they want you to share your files and folders with them. But one way to do it is actually taking a file or a folder and share it with another individual, another student, a teacher. But then you can also do it through links in an email. One of the ways, and I need to make sure we stress this at the beginning, and this is important for everyone to understand, we want to be very organized within our Google Drive. That's why I have the picture here of this organized folder shown to you to make sure everything in your Google Drive is organized, and that way when you're collaborating with others, everything is a nice, neat package. One way to do it is our folder method. And what I'm actually going to do, you could listen to me, talk about them, and I'm actually going to show you how to create a document and share it with others. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to do this, and again, if you want to do this as I'm going through this process, that's great. If you want to watch the video, and then at the end, when there's time within our homeroom times this day, you can actually go through and share these documents with others. So I'm going to click on my Google Chrome web browser. You notice I'm using Screencast-O-Matic to record this video tutorial. I'm going to click on a new tab, and what's going to come up are all the web applications that I have downloaded. Now again, if you don't have this many, you probably don't have this many. If this is the first time you've ever logged into a Google account, you'll go to the web store and download these more. Like I like to listen to some Pandora at times. I click on my Google Drive, and again, this is my filing cabinet, and this is where I have all my files. And I have a couple folders already in here, but let's say we're going to create a document. And let's say, we'll pick on someone. Let's say Mrs. Foltz has given me an assignment. She wants me to list what my favorite university is. So I'm going to create a document, and then I'm going to share that document with Mrs. Foltz. So I'm going to create a document, and the title of the document, well, let's just put down on here my favorite university. I went to the Ohio State University, so I'm going to put the Ohio State University. Keep this pretty simple to start. Even though I say that, let's have some fun here. Let's insert some images. So I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm going to go to Google Search, click on Images, and let's just click on Ohio State and see what comes up here. Well, there's a nice picture. The horseshoe. It's football season. I'm going to click on this picture. I'm going to drag it up to the tab, to my Google Doc. And I'm actually just going to click and drag it into the document. Well, there it is. There's the Ohio State University horseshoe. Looks like the Ohio State marching band has Script Ohio on the field. So there's my assignment, as simple as it is. Now, one thing we need to make sure we do is we save our files. And again, this is an assignment. And again, I said Mrs. Foltz is our teacher. But Mrs. Foltz, if I just call this favorite university, even though that might be what you know it is, but if she's going to have every one of her students in her class sending her this file, we need to make sure we have our name in it. So if I click up here where it says Untitled Document, I'm going to call this Mrs. Foltz. Her email address is kfoltz, so I'll put in kfoltz, put in my name, and then what we're calling this Fave University. So notice it just saved the tab up here to kfoltz-Ben Gherkin, favorite university. That way when I share it with Mrs. Foltz, she actually sees it's from me. And one thing, if you never worked with Google Docs before, you don't have to click Save ever. In fact, I just closed out on that tab. And if I go back to my Google Drive and I look for kfoltz-Ben Gherkin, Fave University, I can click on it and open it back up, and it's right where I left off. So now, even though I said Mrs. Foltz is the teacher, I'm going to make sure that you guys can actually see what it looks like from the teacher's perspective or another student's perspective. I'm actually going to share this with myself. So I'm going to open up my personal Gmail account, my BL Gherkin. I have to sign into this. Notice I'm not signing into my school account. Once I log in here, I'm going to actually share this. So I'm going to go back and show you how to share this document. So I'm back into this document. I just logged in so you can see what it looks like when I share it. I want to go to share. And right now I'm the author of this document who has access. Right now it's private. I'm going to invite someone. So I'm going to invite myself, and I want to notify them via email. So if I save and share, you are sharing this with someone who's not in the Google Apps organization. Sure, I'm okay with that. And notice now they're here. Now right now they have, I have editing rights. In other words, whatever I do in my favorite university, since I have it that they can edit it, it will be edited in my version. So I only want them to see it. I don't want them to edit it. You know, one thing I need to make sure I go through this, again, if you've never done this before, can edit means that they can change it. They can delete things, add things to it, which works when you're collaborating with a group. Let's say you're in a group of 4 and you're writing the same paper. You want everyone in that group to be able to edit their portion of the paper. Can comment. If you're doing an English paper and you're doing some peer edit, you can share your document with someone else, and they can't change anything in the document, but they can put comments off to the side. Let's say I only want myself to just view that document. So let's save these changes. So we're done. I just shared my favorite university file with myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and switch users here. So now if I go into my Google Drive, clicked with what's shared with me, you'll notice that I have a file that's been shared. Visits to this document are recorded by, you're about to access the document administered here. Do not show this message. Let's proceed to the open document. And you'll notice, there it is. That's the document that I just created. Let's see if we can change anything and say, for those of you that are University of Michigan fans, I don't know if you can hear me typing, since I have just viewing rights, I cannot edit anything. So I can see that Ben Gherkin's favorite university is The Ohio State University. So now that's one way to share. That's sharing an actual file. So let's do something else. Let's actually share a folder. So let's go and switch back to the user, go back to my BL Gherkin. So let's actually put this in an organized folder. So I'll close out on that. And let's create a new folder. So if I hit create a folder here, and let's put it with, and again, I'm going to use K. Foltz as an example. I'm going to save it with Mrs. Foltz, and I'm in her 3rd period class. And again, students, I'm kind of doing multiple things at once, even though I'm showing you how to share a folder. I'm also kind of going through a way to organize your Google Drive. So this is one way to create a folder, and you can create a folder for every one of your classes. And within that folder, you can have subfolders for chapters, for assignments. So now I have this folder, which is Mrs. Foltz's folder. I am in her class 3rd period. And again, let's move. Actually, no, let's create another document. Let's actually create a just a quick spreadsheet here just to show you the different, just put some numbers in here, and again, just some simple, so you can see what it's like. We got to title this, and again, K. Foltz is the teacher. My name is Ben Gherkin, and let's say this is our data collection. Now notice I'm not going to share this. I've changed the name with it. Again, let's close out. Let's drag and drop. Let's move that Mrs. Foltz. Notice the little picture here. This is the actual spreadsheet that I created. Let's click and drag that up and move it into Mrs. Foltz's 3rd period class. Now notice I've got a folder here, and let's share that folder with Mrs. Foltz. So if I click on this folder, and notice it's here. If I click over to the tab, no, it's hard to do that when you're in here. If I click to the right of this, I want to share that. Click on share, and let's do the same thing. Let's share that with, again, just so you can see it. And students, if you're playing around, I probably should have said this earlier, you can actually start creating a document or a folder and share it with some of your neighbors. And teachers, maybe you want to help out and pair up some students together so that everyone can actually practice this when we're in our homerooms today. Let's leave the notify people via email. And let's actually send a copy to myself. That way I can actually see that I shared it and have documentation. And let's give myself editing rights. So I'm not going to change it to view. Let's actually give them rights to edit it. Share and save. Sure enough, I actually shared this folder. I am done. Now I took this actual folder and have shared that folder. So I'm going to switch users just so you can see what it's like. And again, I clicked on shared with me, and I actually have this folder. And within this folder, notice that's the document. And there's the numbers that I put in. And now since I gave myself editing rights, I can actually type in numbers within the document. And let's see what happens here. Just to show you what it looks like, and I'm going to switch users. Did I switch users? Yes, I switched back here. And let's go to the actual document. Hey, and what you notice, and again, I know it's kind of hard to see, but the smiley face is my Liberty-Benton.org, and the no face is my personal account. Notice the document was changed. So even though I shared it with someone, I gave them editing rights. When they edit it, it's actually saved up in the cloud that we both have access to the same document. Okay, that's the basics of actually creating a document and sharing it. And I know this video is kind of going on a little bit of time here, and I'm at the 11-minute and almost 30-second mark, and I have 15 minutes of video, and we want to get you into actually sharing documents. Let's just do a really quick tutorial on how to share something via email. And with that, let's actually switch users so you can see when I go to my Google Gmail. Let's see, there's my Gmail. And you'll notice that I actually, there were some files that were shared. You can actually click on those and see that there's a file that's been shared with me. And I got those notifications via email. And if I switch users back here again, and if I remember right, I clicked on my Gmail. And I'm going to my Liberty-Benton, and I actually sent an email message to myself that I've shared an item with myself. It's probably getting old, me saying those same jokes over and over again. So again, just to show you, that's one way to do this. Let's actually do this through an email. So I'm going to click this. Let's share this. Now, one way you can share is via an email. So if I click on anyone with the link, and I'm going to give them editing rights here. If I give them anyone with the link and I save, it goes back to this screen where it shows the sharing settings. Anyone with the link, and here's the URL code, the link to this actual document, if they have that link, they can edit it. So I'm going to copy this link. So I just hit Control-C, and I've copied that link. And now let's go and create an email. So if I go into my email, and let's create a new, compose a new mail, and let's actually send it to blgherkin@gmail. And let's say I have a spreadsheet for you. Spreadsheet. Just keep this as simple as we can. Here it is. And if I paste it, there's a link to that document. So now, actually, maybe a better way is to actually do this through a link, a web address. Where's the URL? So it's there. That way it actually is hyperlinked rather than cutting and pasting it. If you notice that, I just clicked on a link, and now I'm going to send that to them. And notice this is my I am still with my Gherkin at Liberty-Benton. So let's switch users here. And let's go into my inbox. And notice the spreadsheet was just sent, and I shared that spreadsheet via a link. Wow, am I long-winded or what? Man, I just went almost 15 minutes talking about how to share a document, how to share it through an email, how to share a folder, and actually showed you. So I know we didn't get to the downloading portion yet, so students and staff will do that here in the next video tutorial, but I just wanted to give you an opportunity to actually practice sharing documents and sharing folders and actually sharing things via an email. Hopefully that worked pretty well for you and you followed along with the steps, and again, your staff members will give you how they want you to name your documents. But thank you.